to be treated every single day as though it were your last to make the best out of your business. Today, I want to talk about one of the most important keys in business and in life: urgency. And so let's get right into it. In business and in entrepreneurship, even as a career professional, one of the key things that separates the average from the people that excel in what they do is urgency. This idea of going about things sluggishly, taking our time all the time, without really considering the fact that each day that passes is a moment in which we get older, does not help business. It does not help us improve at a rapid enough pace at what we do. You could be learning so much more faster. You could be progressing so much more faster. You could be having even more success at an accelerated rate in your business if you put urgency into practice, if you execute on urgency. And we know, of course, that opportunities do not always wait. Business moves fast, opportunities move fast. Okay, so sometimes when the right opportunity comes, it's better to be faster to get into it than not. You know, what inspired this topic today actually is the Bible verse, John 9:14, when Jesus said, I must work the work of him that sent me, the work of God, while it is still day. The night cometh when no man can walk. We need to understand that if you're in your 20s, you're in your 30s, you're in your 40s, you're in your 50s, okay, even up to 60, okay, you're at a position in which you can still execute, right? Even in your 60s, yes, early 60s, yeah, even in your 60s, okay, you're in a position in which you can execute, okay? Why I say 60s, I mean, for people that did not start, that people that want to change direction at that point in time and all of that, okay? What I mean is, you can still execute, you can still put things into motion, you can still move, okay? We must make urgent decisions while we still can. We must take actions, okay? And take those actions with a level of urgency, not panic, okay? There's actually a difference between panic and urgency. Panic is when you're not coordinated, you're not organized, you're just trying to, I don't mean those wild efforts just to, maybe you're already in a difficult situation and you're just, all around the place trying to see, no. We have to be organized, we have to be focused, okay? We have to look at things from a unilateral, from an organized perspective, a calm mind. Okay, I talked about meditation earlier, it actually helps. From a calm mind, but move with a certain amount of urgency because the days are passing. Time is going. Are we making the best use of the time we have? And that's all. Urgency could actually relate to things like discipline, okay? There are certain vices that you may need to cut out. I was listening to Pastor David BME, yes. Someone advised him, okay, at the point that you're not delivering in your sermons, okay? You're not delivering your messages the way you were delivering them before. You are delivering them much more better. And he said he could have actually taken objection at that's not really a criticism. That's this name they call it. I'm trying to remember the name, but you know what I mean. Okay. But at that point he could have been angry. But what did he do? He sat down, he looked back at his schedule and noticed that he was sleeping late. And because he was sleeping late, he wasn't waking up early enough to prepare as much as he used to deliver. And so what did he do? He changed his schedule back to sleeping early, sleeping on time, going to bed on time, and that changed everything. That made him wake up early. He went to bed around 9 p.m. He was able to wake up around 2 a.m. and begin to study, begin to practice, to prepare. And then from then on, he began to deliver much better sermons. So that's what I mean by urgency, okay? You don't have all the time in the world to wake up anytime you like or to go to bed anytime you like. You don't have all the time in the world to watch movies till late into the night all the time when you know that you need to be awake at a certain time and prepare. Some people just wake up in the morning after having spent the night on TV or games throughout. Just wake up in the morning and just rush out to work or business. No. You need to have a time where you plan, you prepare, you study, and you prepare yourself for your future. Okay, that's what I mean by urgency. That's a part of urgency. So when you're preparing for the future and you're improving yourself in your craft, in the area in which you specialize in, when it's time to deliver, present, do a presentation, do an interview, whatever you need to do, you will perform at a much higher level, which will give you much more opportunities in the future. But that can only be possible if you work the work that you must work. If I work now while it is still day, for truly the night cometh when no man can work. There will be a day when we'll be 80, 85 and really cannot achieve the things we set out to, or the things that we desire to achieve. And so now is the time. And so we have to move with a certain amount of urgency. Yes, we have time now. We have the best time we have is now, not yesterday. Yes. Okay, no regrets. However, we need to move forward with a certain level of urgency, or it's possible that we will not achieve our desire. So this Bible verse really got me thinking, okay? And I hope it has inspired you to take certain levels of urgent action, that inspired you to take a level of urgent action, and so that you will advance much more in whatsoever you're doing and advance much more in your career. Have you gotten any value from this video? Do not forget to leave a like and to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Keep doing great things right where you are, with God's help, of course, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.